If you haven't heard about this story yet, then don't worry, you're going to hear about it a lot in the next couple of weeks. I assume it's going to be on every single mainstream media channel. In Ohio, last week, a massive train has derailed carrying hazardous chemicals. The authorities tried to control burn on it, as I understand, but it wasn't very effective. And there is now an official government story, and there is the story that's coming out from social media, from TikTok, from Twitter, from various people that are on the scene. The official government story seems to be that everything is under control, the air is fine, and maybe do a little bit of spring cleaning just to be safe, but other than that, it's fine. However, what people are posting on social media looks to be incredibly concerning. Schools of fish ending up dead, pets dying, crows falling from the sky dead, their chickens laying eggs of different color, and more of this type of news, people smelling the chemicals in their own basements. And if that is the case, then we're looking at what might be the worst type scenario, is that the chemicals are already in the water. The area is already 200 meters close to some of the most fertile land in the United States. The water is also connected to an important lake. Take into account that rain happens, so the chemicals from the water can just go up into the atmosphere and then go down on plants, on other animals, on people that happen to live even further away from the initial zone. And that's what I would consider to be the worst case scenario. So the two possibilities are, number one, the government is not gaslighting people and everything is actually fine. Although, as we can see, reporters are getting arrested for covering news conferences in Ohio. But if the hundreds of other social media accounts posting videos from the scene on TikTok and Twitter are to be believed, then the government is probably going to figure out who they can blame. Some people are saying that they're going to try to figure out how they can blame it on racism and the climate crisis. I do not think they will do something like this. Due to the nature of the seriousness of the event. Sure, you might see like certain publications like The Verge, Vox, having their own bewildering takes. But they probably will blame the railway company. There was also a railway strike, so they could blame it on them. From what I understand, the railway company wasn't allowed to carry these chemicals anyway, but they were doing it for years, despite the fact that it was illegal. The safety measures weren't in place. I don't know exactly what, because it's very early to tell, and there's so little reporting coming from it, which is why I decided to wait a little bit until there's more information so I can bring you guys up to speed. Again, right now I can only rely on what I see coming from individuals who actually live there, and it doesn't look good. In fact, it looks horrifying. But unfortunately, there's no way for me to fact check it either. Like, someone can post an image that was taken from 5 years ago or from even a different area, and I would not be able to collaborate it. Like, for example, this happened, and all of Twitter was in an uproar. Apparently, a journalist was arrested while covering the news conference in Ohio. And it looked really bad. It looked as if the journalist went in there to listen to the conference, but he was arrested because they were trying to conspire. Now, I didn't want to show that to you because something seemed fishy, and I was right for not doing that. Turns out that the journalist in question was disruptive because, again, it was a news conference. Like, the press was there in order to record. But the journalist was being too loud, and they escorted him off the premise. They charged him with disorderly conduct and trespassing. A little bit too much, in my opinion. However, he wasn't arrested for covering the Ohio news conference. He was arrested for speaking loudly. You can make your own decision whether or not that was something that should have gotten kicked off or not. But it's not the way that Twitter liked to present it. It's like, well, they were talking behind closed doors and this guy managed to infiltrate like Splinter Cell and listen to the conversation. No. Anyway, right, so we're going to hear about it more in the next couple of days. I'm going to do my best to keep you in touch. And hopefully I will see you guys in the comment section. Take care.